Hello, mega shoutout po sa ating lahat. Welcome po sa aking channel, IJT Channel. For today, I'm going to read a story from an anonymous sender, which is entitled, Words. Nagsimula nung bata pa ako. Palagi kong naririnig ang mga katagang, "Uy, only child ka? Nagswerte ka man. Imbag ka pa eh." Yan ang akala nilang lahat. Di nila alam na sa loob ng bahay namin ay isang napakalaking bangungot para sa akin, lalo na nung bata pa ako. Gusto kong isumbat noon pag naririnig ko mga yan eh. "You want to live my life? Sure, I can give it to you for free." Whenever people see my family kasi, they think that I have the perfect parents and all. Pero di talaga nila alam na it's all fake just to appease them. All through my academic life, my mom never accepted any grade from me that is lower than 98. Lahat gusto niya perpekto. Oo, inaamin ko na maswerte ako sa ibang bagay, pero wala yung katumbas sa mga nangyari sa akin. Grade 1 pa lang eh. Trinain na ako ng nanay ko na mag-memorize ng mga declamation, oration, and lots of other speeches. I competed and won. Pero alam nyo, sa likod ng mga awards na yan, ang walang humpay na tulo ng luha at sakit sa dibdib ko ang nakaukit sa aking memorya. Isang mali lang ng action or linya. Either I was slapped, kurot, and sabay sabing, "Tabad ka gamin, sungahaan mo ma-memorize dayta. Apay-pay lang pain-anak ni kaya." Kakayanin ko pa yung sasabihin ako na bobo ako, pero yung sasabihin ka na dapat di ka na isinilang, tagos yun sa puso at nakatatak na rin sa ulo mo yun hanggang sa pagtanda mo. Another unforgettable incident was during grade 3. Siyempre, bata pa ako noon. Kaya gusto ko din maglaro. Ang gusto kasi ng nanay ko, basta na nag-ring na yung bell ng dismissal, dapat andoon na ako sa bahay within 10 minutes. That day, I enjoyed playing with my cousins that I forgot the time at di namin namalayan na after 4 na pala. Nasa basketball court kami na naglalaro nang biglang napatigil mga pinsan ko at sinabing nakita nila ang nanay ko. I was trembling in fear because I know I will get a scolding and of course a beating as well when we get home. What I didn't expect was for my mom to start dragging me home while slapping and pinching me everywhere. People were looking at us, and yeah, they didn't do anything. Carot were from a known family in our town. So walang umawat sa kanya until we reached home, and that is when my titos, her brothers, intervened. When they learned about the cause of it, they scolded my mom that she should let me go and play, especially cause I'm still a child. Well, those words from her own brothers went to deaf ears. Too many times, uray adda kamirwar, "She will do those things, latta. Uray basit lang nga kamali kat kadal or baot nga dagos." biggest incident that happened was in lieu of my academics. It was during grade 5 and it was the second quarter of the school year when I dropped to the second rank for the first time. Ahay! Second quarter lang po yun. Hindi for the whole year. And so I was on my way home and a lot of things were running through my head on how to tell my mom. But I already knew what will be the outcome anyway, so I just told her straight up when I got home. Ay sus, Ginoo, ang aking nanay. She immediately grabbed my hair and naku, intugtog na siya adi for how many times? Sabi din niya, ay palalo ay natatabad ka. Magay sir-serbim nga talaga. And those words hasn't been only uttered once, but plenty of times ever since I was a kid. Kunak garod. Uray mamin anudak nga bauton, but your words, di sobra nga nakatatak dito'y puso kan panunod ko. You might be asking where my dad is during these times. Adapi man jay abroad ni dad ko, working for my future, so he doesn't have a clue on what was happening at home. Sus, when they fight on the phone, adi, that I need to move delicately at home, cause one wrong move, ayan na naman si nanay. Elementary graduation day. Graduated as the valedictorian and also as the president of our school. I was hoping to hear yung mga katagang, "Good job," galing sa kanya, pero wala. Ever since I was young, I never heard that from her. Ni isang compliment, wala man lang lumabas sa kanyang bibig. Habang yung tatay ko, ayun, pinagsisigawan sa buong mundo kung gaano siya ka-proud. During the night, the three of us were talking and my dad asked me what I wanted as a gift. And siguro, cause emotions were going high that day, so I gathered up my courage and I told my dad, I just wanted one thing, and that is for my mom to explain why she did those stuff to me. I should have expected her to throw a fit, which she did, but she also went to the kitchen and grabbed a knife to hand to me saying, "Sige, patayon garod siyak. Panay madigayang ti inaramid ko konsi ka. Iso nga, sige an. Patayam kit di siyak an." And my dad was on the side, holding on to her, telling me that all of those things that she did was because she loves me. I stood there speechless and also with disbelief towards my dad. Karo adi, he doesn't know what was the real situation at home. So ever since then, I started to keep my hinanakit inside of me. I was more guarded towards my parents and cautious about what I should and I shouldn't talk to them. High school. I studied in an international school in the city kasi ayaw ng nanay ko na makasama ko ang mga friends and pinsans ko, so she separated me from them. It was hard at first, but it got easier in time. The physical abuse stopped, but the emotional was getting worse. The way that she wakes me up during the mornings were with harsh words. Oh, di ba? Ang ganda ng gising ko. During my final year, that was when my dad and her switched places. Isunamat kanut ag abroad, so she went to London. And my dad and I were left alone. The times I had with my dad kinda healed the pain that I felt before with him, and we also became closer than ever. Karuta, daddy's girl akpiman nga talaga. I was still cautious, but at least way better than before. Continuing my story with my mom. Kunakmat no kaslag melo isuna, karo tada isuna adayo. But as they say, nakakamatay talaga ang maling akala. She was more aggressive during our phone calls that I've dreaded it whenever she calls. Too many times, I almost took my life every time after she calls, and nalaing matiman radar ni dad ko that he was able to catch me every time. Even when I entered university. I remembered we had our midterms that day, and she called to ask how was it, and I told her that I did with the best of my ability. Ayun, nilait na naman niya ako as usual. Magaygan-ganas na ay nan eskwela kabawsin na ngina ieskwelaan. Natatabod ka nga talaga. Ulos magay ser-serbim ay ipugaw. When we moved to a foreign country, the relationship between my mom and I didn't improve at all. I had to go back to high school when we moved because of age difference kanon. Luckily enough, I only had to do a year, so I attended grade 12. While studying, I also started working. Even worked 3 to 4 different jobs during that time. Number one reason why I chose to work is to avoid being in the same place with my mom. I had all my feelings bottled up inside until we had a field trip with my Christian studies class. We were at a church setting that time and had a sharing session. Suddenly, I found myself opening up, and it was as if a dam broke and I started pouring out my story to our group. I felt so relieved after, but also exhausted. Everyone in my class gave me a hug, and our teacher even talked to me after if I wanted to talk to a counselor. I considered it, and so I agreed. My counselor and I met twice in a week, and I was feeling a bit okay. After I graduated, I was working non-stop and also decided to have a break from university. During those years, I was having problems with my health, but I neglected it, and then when I had to undergo an emergency surgery, that was when I felt my world collapse when I got my diagnosis back. Lots of thoughts were running through my mind, and so decided on a whim to go home to the Philippines without informing anyone. No one knew in my family what my plan was, and no one even suspected a thing when I was secretly packing my suitcase. So, I went home. And when I reached our place, ay na tisangit the grandparents ko piman. Relief and joy adi nga haanak nga nayaw awan gayam. I stayed there for about 3 months, And I had to go back kasi ilang ulit na akong na-hospital dahil sa condition ko, and the doctors in the Philippines were not willing to risk anything. So they persuaded me to go back so that I'll be back to my doctor's care. During the time that I was in the Philippines, my parents, well, mostly my dad, because of course my mom, is furious with me, was pacifying me to go back as well, and he was promising me a lot of things here and there. So went back, and I should have really expected that nothing will work out from all my dad's promises, and my life went downhill on top of it. Things happened, and I was on the verge of ending my life. I was sitting on my car na nakaparada sa edge ng hill, and I was ready to drive off the cliff when suddenly, my phone dinged, and voila! Yung counselor ko pala. I started talking to another one when I went back, and she was asking me where I was. Told her where, and she told me to stay put because they're coming to get me. Ambulance came, and I was whisked away to the town hospital and then straight to the psych ward of the city hospital. I was admitted. The next day, I'm not sure how my parents knew, because my counselor just told me that they went to pick up the car from the parking lot of the town hospital without giving them other details. But then I saw my mom's message to me before they confiscated my phone. Psych ward rules for healing. Apay, agpakamatay ka kuma? Inaramid mo kumaa? Awan mo't lang ti umay aglamay kansika. Those words, no matter how far back it was, will always haunt me and my confidence. And my whole being was shattered. Talagang I was so tired from everything and pagod na rin sa karirinig sa kanila na I shouldn't be holding a grudge with what happened in the past, because all of those was done out of love. Kasi gayang nga talaga ti ayat iso. Stayed at the psych ward for 3 months, and when I got out, I already made my mind up to move out, so I planned everything, and when I got accepted to the university with C, was in a different province. I informed my parents. Mom was very mad and told me not to, but I stood my ground. Even my tito, Mom's younger brother, who just recently moved from the Philippines, also had my back and shouted at her, telling her that I'm already old enough that I should go and start living my life. After many arguments and fights, I was able to move out. A week after they dropped me off to my new living area, I was on the phone with my dad, and he informed me that he saw a big change with my mom. He said she cried a whole week straight, and when we had a conversation for the first time, she used a way softer and gentler tone with me. I was in awe, and I told myself not to be deceived. I can say though that our relationship is a little bit better than before. The distance really helped, and I myself, I love being independent. Honestly though, kahit nasa malayo ako, I carry around the trauma that I have experienced from her. When I attend the party or any kinds of gathering, I expect someone glaring at me when I'm laughing or whenever I'm having fun. Ganon kasi siya, na nung nangag na siya nagkatawa, agmulagat dagos, meaning I need to shut up. Or telling me off once we're out of the party. And even when I start to have fun, I always get the feeling that someone is judging me. Talaga nga na trauma ako, Jai. I carry up to now, honestly. In regards to my illness, that is one of the things that I haven't fully opened up with them yet. Because when I tried to do it before, her response, "Artem lang dayta, what exercise di kailangan? Nasasadot ka od gamin." So after that, I have never informed them about anything at all in regards to my health. My health got worse through the years, and when I moved out, I've undergone multiple treatments, but nothing was working until I gave up and just kept taking pain meds instead. I overworked myself every single time and didn't pay attention much to my health. Now that my health is at its worst, madami akong pagsisisi, but what can I do? Andyan na eh. Nangyari na. I just gotta keep pushing. Honestly, the times before my surgeries, my inner demons always come out and wishes for me not to leave. For the world doesn't need me anyway. Even now, andyan lang siya sa tabi-tabi. Wants to come out, but I always try and manage to keep them at bay. Sana magsilbing aral itong kwento ko sa inyo. We should be mindful with the words that comes out from our mouth, especially when we're dealing with kids. They're kids, but they have feelings too. Not just with kids, but with others too. Huwag tayong magbibitaw ng mga salitang makakasira ng inyong relasyon dahil sa huli, isang malaking pagsisisi ang inyong haharapin, and you will carry that guilt all through your life. So be careful with your words, because once they are said, they can only be forgiven, but not forgotten. Thank you very much for listening to the story, and if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe and click the bell button so that you will be notified if I have a new video. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.